Hey guys, welcome back to Elden Ring. So we're back here at Castle Morne. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I'm pretty sick. Just kind of trying to get this episode out. I wanted this to be its own kind of area or episode, I guess, because it's not really a legacy dungeon, but it kind of is. It's not that big of an area, so this shouldn't be too long of an episode. But pretty much just run right through it. I mean, there's a few dogs here, and you're gonna kind of want to, if you want tips, my advice is to deal with the dogs first. There's a lot of them off to the left, and like where I was at, if you go to the right to that giant burn pile there's a buttload of demi-humans. So if you want to engage them, you can, but it's just gonna be a bad time for everybody. Castle Morne here is pretty interesting. You talk to Irina, she tells you to go here to search for her father. That's kind of what we're doing. You see I stick to the left here, just knocking these guys out. I got my skeletons out too, so they're going to aggro some people, which is fine. But they're going to stick mainly to the dogs, and the dogs focus on them a lot more than me. Next, head up here, and kind of deal with all the demi-humans. Like I said, there's a lot of them. So try to be as quick and aggressive as possible with these guys. You can see it takes 2 hits for me to take them out, even with heavy attacks, and they do a shitload of leaping and stuff like that. So just keep in mind that you can get swarmed pretty easily. There's a couple of the bigger hobgoblin dudes like that. Take a couple more hits. You see that guy with the halberd over there. Mobility is key, which is why, like, I say deal with the dogs first. You don't have to worry about them getting hit or them aggroing on you. They're quicker than you are necessarily. So if the dogs aggro on you, you'll be able to die a lot quicker. Surrounded by a lot more enemies. Oof. Yeah, you can see there's just a ton of these guys. My skeletons are already dead. This was just, it's a bad time going through here. And I will say, once you go through here and kill these guys, the first time, there's not really a need to do it again. Ooh, I got that backstab. That was pretty sweet. Because once you do this, there's a shortcut that I'll show off later to get you back up top. And after that, there's just a few loose items around the courtyard here. There is a big guy off to the left in the back that I don't fight. He's a pumpkin head, just because he doesn't really drop anything that I don't have already. And pumpkin heads with this weapon are kind of a pain in the ass to fight. The moveset for this weapon is good, but the pumpkin heads take reduced damage anytime you even glance off their head. So as we get to the top of this ladder here, you can kind of see we're at the top of the ramparts, and you see you got some knights up here fighting some hobgoblins, or you call them hobgoblins, demi-humans. Basically, you can let them kill each other, which I do to a certain extent. There's also some flying dudes here, which are going to be the ultimate pain in the ass in this area. And they're spread throughout this entire little area. So you got shot there by a crossbow. I don't know why I didn't grab that shiny. I must have missed it, but it's not a big deal. Oh, I see crossbow guy. Here we go. Jump up. Boop. No more crossbow guy. So the big thing here is the flying enemies. They're scattered throughout this. You see there's one right there. There's another right here. They're going to be the main problem that you're going to encounter in this region. Just because they're such a pain in the ass. Let's see. What else am I forgetting about here? This is pretty easy. It's pretty simple. I have to go back for that shiny. It's a pretty simplistic area. Like, there's a courtyard down below us, and we're just going to follow that rampart all the way around to the left there. And I don't think we encounter too much on the way. I will say on this bridge, there's like 3 or 4 of these guys. This is the upper bridge. There's like 3 or 4 of these guys up here, and they throw daggers, and they're annoying. So just kind of be mindful about that. See, the daggers can stun lock you for that. So Basically what you want to do is dodge the daggers and then try to hit them. The anchor is horrible for that though. It has a horrible like length. So there we go. I got lucky with that one and just beat him to death. So there's a what is it, not bonfire, grace. There's a grace up here. Now the problem with that is I grab it and you have to jump down to grab it, but I couldn't figure out how to get back from it. So I ended up having to do an entire run through the castle again. That just might be me being, I don't know, kind of stupid, which is entirely possible. If you come down this way, you can look down here and you can see that was the far side of the courtyard. You can jump down here and there's the pumpkin head guy there. There's a shiny in the corner. Not really anything that you're going to miss if you just leave it. More of these birds that ambush you. And you can see that tower to the left there. That's going to be a thing. All in all, Castle Morne was an interesting area. It's a good little, like... Yeah, you can see all the writing and stuff on there. So I knew there was a way over there. Alright, and here's that grace that I was talking about. So you see it right there. You got to drop off the edge of this castle to get there. Now... It's super nice because you need the grace. Like, I was like, what if you drop off here? But I don't see a way. So I dropped off here. And then you can hop that fence and then get the grace. The only problem is after you do that, there's no way to get back up. So now you're just kind of stuck here. So this is the path to beat the boss. We're going to just go through and clear it all out. I'm going to show you a little bit. This episode might be more than 10 minutes, but I'm okay with that. I want to show you a couple of things here. So I worked my way down the ramparts, jumping from area to area, down to the bottom here. And there's a grace down at the bottom right by the boss. So definitely grab this place. Then you can kind of like take a second and look around. There's some items off to the side. There's lots of rats here. There's some demi-humans. There's just a bunch of crap. Come up here and look, you can see the boss off to the left there, right through that door. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff just kind of around this area. So, you can go off and collect that. I obviously don't fight the boss right now. I need to talk to Arena's dad to trigger the quest line that I wanted to get. But you can see all the jellyfish down here. You can come over here and you can see the boss arena. If you look back here off to the left, I don't know if I focus on it, but you can definitely like stop and see it for a second. Yeah, I definitely don't focus on it right here. A couple big demi-humans. I think these are kind of like the chieftains that we fought in the cave. They just get dropped pretty easy. Ladder here takes you down, and you can just roll off the bridge, honestly, and you'll be fine. Here, there's a few things. There's a crab, but not much to grab. That's the boss arena right on that side of the island over there. And then from here, after I clear this area, I teleport back to the original bonfire at the start of Castle Morne and make my way to the shortcut. So you can see here, back at Castle Morne, at the main entrance up, you go up the elevator. I stick to the left side again. I'm just trying to get... I've already beat all these enemies once, right? All I'm trying to do is deal with the dogs. And that turns into an entire hassle. If I can get past the dogs, then I'm not really worried about anything else because I can just bypass every other enemy. So, stick to the left side, trying to avoid the demi-humans in the large people pile. Avoid Pumpkinhead there. I'm just going to grab this item, which is, what is that? Smithing stone, level 1, I think. So, great. Kill that demi-human because he's in the way. And then there's a large ladder off to the right here. So, up the ladder. This takes you to the central courtyard up at the top, right before the bridge. And then we go over the bridge. Instead of dropping down, you take a left and go over the other bridge on the other side of the courtyard. And that takes you to Arena's father. So you run across the other side of the bridge here. There's Arena's dad. You talk to him. He tells you he can't leave the castle until he clears
you can see how
this guy. You need to kill the boss. And then talk to him again. And then he'll leave the castle and go see Arena. Okay, cool. No problem. He gives you a stick to help, and then
I see.
blah, 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 blah.
Thank
You
you.
give him Marina's ladder.
But I can't leave
The
if
quest
castle
continues.
should fall
Now,
to
onto
ensure
the
the
boss.
treasured
Okay, so due to our already being through this area, it's really easy to get back to the boss. And here is the Leonine Misbegotten. He is a great enemy, bestial, honestly, overhyped. I kind of just cut through him. Like, I remember this fight being a lot harder. But you can see, like, with 3 hits, we've taken about a third of his health bar almost. A quarter of his health bar. He is focusing entirely on my guys there. And his hits aren't that bad. So, get him here. He's down to half health already. The strength build just cuts through these early game bosses like nothing else does. Along with the ashes that I have. And then I kind of get him like stun locked here, which is kind of cheesy, but then it's over before anybody really cares. I get an achievement, and I get a legendary battle, or a legendary greatsword rather, and a bonfire. Kind of thinking like, is that it? Is that like the whole like purpose of this? So I just check up here, and there is nothing. That is the entire purpose of this little arena. Is just the Leonine Misbegotten. So after that, you head to the bonfire, and then go back up and talk to Arena's father, wherein he thanks you profusely, and I'm in your debt, blah blah blah. Okay. Now I can go talk to my daughter, spend my remaining days with her.
Thanks to you, and devote my arena as a...
You get to keep the
I only
sword,
hope it
and then we're going to head back and check on Arena, see the reunion, and the completion of this particular quest line. So if you remember, Arena was at the beginning of the Weeping Peninsula, right over the bridge, just to the left of the bonfire there. And here we go. As we run up to where she was, we see her dead body and her father mourning.
How could this be? My daughter deserved better. For life, I chose duty over,
And
that is how
he
fate
grieves,
has answered.
and thus ends Arena's quest line.
Oh,
And that, guys, is the Castle Morne Irina story arc. Castle Morne is done. We got the weapon. We killed the boss. We helped Arena out. Her father didn't, but, you know, that's neither here or there. And with that, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Next one will be a little better quality. Sorry I'm still sick. And hopefully you guys like what we got coming up next, because what we got coming up next is pretty good. So stay tuned. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.